What's going on, everyone? My name is Size and welcome back to the Lords of the Fallen video. In this one we're going to be talking about the patch notes instead of like doing farms and stuff. These notes just dropped today, and there's like boss weapon changes, PvP changes, co-op changes, a bunch of other changes, crash stability fixes, all that. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So I'm not really going to talk about the stability and performance. I'm going to go straight down into the juicy stuff. For new game plus, it says you won't be able to restart current game and start new game plus in the host world as intended. That is kind of a iffy change. I really don't know how I feel about this, but let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. Now for co-op, pretty much it's just a bunch of fixes and stuff. The only really note thing is that just for a cleaner user experience, we've updated the session password and introduction process to display the 8-character limit and prohibited spaces. And then PvP session are going to expire after a few minutes if you do not enter a PvP area. So basically, if you're doing for PvP, just enter that password, go straight to a PvP invasion area, or else your password's going to expire. And they said they did this change just because people were abusing it for blocking PvP while still allowing friendly sparring. So basically, I know some people were using this for trying to get out of like doing PvP, but in my opinion, I don't know why you just want to go to offline mode if you don't want to do PvP, but whatever. And then we get into basically the juicy stuff with the boss weapons. Now, basically, they changed how boss weapons work. Instead of being +5, it's now +10, which I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, part of me is like, okay, +10 could be good, you know, depending on how the adjusted levels are, how much of an increase or decrease or whatever it is through the levels. But in my opinion, it's like, why would you do a +10? Just adjust the levels to +5. Because the reason why they did this is because they said that the weapons were overpowered. Some of them were in PvP. So it's like, why not just adjust the levels to +5? Why do a +10? Because I guarantee you we're going to go in game and we're not going to have our deralium chunks now that we spent to get our +5 boss weapons. Like, I guarantee you they didn't think and refund that. I hope they did, and I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that I'm not wrong. And then it says the mana cost for pieta as well as perfections, inferno hounds, and vacation spells are significantly increased. So that's gonna kind of be annoying depending on how much of an increase that is, but I'm sure we can find ways of, you know, actually using different spells and stuff like that. But depending, like I said, on how the increase is, it could just be whatever, you know, change, and that might be really good to use. It says exploding bolts and shining bolts now require more ammunition to use. I don't really know how I feel about this. I feel like the bolts aren't really the like main OP thing. It's more the bow that you use them in. Like, take a normal crossbow, use exploding bolts, and take Devil's crossbow, use exploding bolts. You're gonna see a massive DPS increase with Devil's crossbow rather than the normal one. So I wish they would kind of just balance the crossbows rather than the bolts, but that's whatever. Still, you're still gonna be able to shred with Devil's crossbow. Then it says the usage cost of corrupted banner javelin is increased and its damage output has been nerfed. I think one of those could have been like good to change, not both. It's kind of a double nerf in my opinion. Like, either change the ammo cost on it or change the damage. Don't change both. Because if you change both, it's not going to be really that insane to use anymore. Now, depending on the damage nerf, it still might be really good to use. But just say it's a 10% damage nerf and a 15% or 10% increase on the ammo. That's a double nerf right there. So it's like, it's not really going to be that good to use anymore. There's going to be better stuff to use. Also, if you guys need any runes, items, vigor, or anything like that, you can go ahead and look at my sponsor's website right here. I'll have a link to it in the description. And it says, to facilitate this transition, we've temporarily reduced the cost of deralium chunks at the shrine, making it easier for players to get their boss weapons from 5 to 10, but also to make it easier to try out different weapons and create more varied builds. So I like that they're trying to create more variation and more builds, and like have people and kind of say, hey, you know, you should try out more builds now. I like that, but at the same time, that +5 to +10. Again, if our deralium chunks is used on our +5 boss weapons and we don't get it back, that's going to really suck to get our weapons to +10, because we're going to have to use 2 deralium chunks now, basically. So I hope that they counter for that, and if they didn't, I hope that they change that very soon and refund everybody that used their deralium chunks to get to +5 in their boss weapons. It says basically their goal is to just make more varied and enjoyable gaming experience for all, while avoiding overpowered weapons. And it says, we appreciate your understanding and ongoing support. I mean, I agree with this. Nobody likes overpowered weapons where it's just like, use this weapon for every build. It's so OP. But at the same time, don't nerf everything into oblivion where nothing's fun no more. So then we get into some other tweaks here. These are PvP tweaks, basically. You're not able to return to main menu while the Crimson Ritual is in progress. That's a good one. Nobody likes somebody that's doing that. Then they said they made adjustments to invasion volume boxes, increasing their size slightly to help reduce disconnections. That's good. This is an ongoing process, so you can expect further improvements in the patch with additional enhancements planned for next week. This is all good. It says we've enhanced the visual feedback for player eliminations in PvP to provide a more rewarding experience. Hopefully we get that MW2 hit marker sounds. Probably not though, but we'll have to see what that sounds like. Then they said they fixed an issue with the invader could enter the host's world with reduced mana, ammo, and HP if the level disparity between the two players is too high. That's good. So overall, for the PvP changes and like tweaks right here, all this is good. Revenge, we've enhanced the visual feedback when avenging other fallen lamp bearers. That's whatever change. I don't really care about that too much, but whatever. And now we get to the bosses. Basically, some of the bosses had like AI changes, new moves added, some like damage increases, stuff like that, or some ability changes. Now, I'm not going to get into all of it here. I don't want to make it too long because we have some other juicy stuff to get into. But you guys can go ahead and stop and read this if you want to. Now we get into the stuff that kind of hurts me because I farm vigor and try to find new spots for you guys. So it says the Scarlet Shadow can sometimes receive fall damage, not anymore. Well, great. I don't know why that's even a change. Like, if you were able to find a spot where you can make the Scarlet Shadow fall off to do fall damage, which there's not that many spots in the game, then why nerf and say, we're going to punish you as a player? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't know. I think the game as it is, farming out of the umbral realm, is very useless, and it's not rewarding enough. Going in the umbral realm, even with that, you know, like halfway, 60-70% mark, it's not really rewarding enough. You have to have the Reaper up. And as it stands right now, the Reaper's just way too kind of overpowered to kill. It has like 12,000 health or something like that. So it's like, you can't really kill him on your own. You're not going to be able to 1v1 kill him. It's going to take forever. So it's like you need to find spots that you can take fall damage or spots that you can kind of glitch him out and farm as it currently stands. So they need to make Scarlet Shadow's health drop if they want to go ahead and actually say, hey, farm legitly, don't glitch it out or use any stuff like that, in my opinion. Then it says basically the Scarlet Shadow, like, you just can't bug him out anymore by taking an elevator up or down. Again, I don't really care too much about this change. I just wish that they don't punish the player for finding new ways of killing or like new ways of glitching out the Scarlet Shadow, you know? Like majority of games, it's cool and you're like, whoa, look at this new player. He found this glitch that, you know, he can glitch out the Scarlet Shadow or he can kill the Scarlet Shadow from this fall damage that nobody's thought about, you know? Or like this ladder. Like punishing players, finding new creative ways to kill a certain enemy, I feel like should never be punished. But that's just me. So we're gonna have to find new ways. I'll be farming. I'll be looking, spending hours trying to find new farms for you guys, so don't worry about that. There's a Scarlet Shadow now has more nav links. Being able to jump up and down some platforms, running away from it is now even more challenging. It's whatever. I'm sure we'll find new vigor spots, but I just don't know why they're punishing the player in some areas. I can understand some exploits and glitches like the elevator, but fall damage to me just seems kind of like crazy. Now we have other AIs. I'm not really going to get into that much. Basically, just like enemy adjustments in certain areas, some boss adjustments, stuff like that, like umbral sparrows. It's not really insane, but definitely good changes overall on the AI changes there. Then we get into balancing. Again, there's a lot of changes here. I'm not going to get into all of them, but basically the ones that I've seen are Brio Stones. Their healing has been significantly increased to improve more, to improve their effectiveness in battle. So it normally took 20 seconds to get a full effect. Now it only takes 12. Good change there. Then there's a bunch of changes like, Barrage of Echoes, Defensive Ores, all that got like increase in damage, decrease in cost, stuff like that. Some fixes on some spells and all that. So all around good changes here. Now we get to the level design. Basically, they polish an umbral puzzle at the Abbey of Hellas to prevent players from interacting with the Soul Slave from the wrong spot. That's a good change. Added umbral flowers signaling and an umbral decoration layer for the new only access wall at Skyrest. That's cool. The lava killing area has been adjusted at Brim's Castle, as we saw some players getting killed without noticing they were stepping in lava. Now the feet will burn for a longer time before getting killed in that corner. It's a good change there. And then we get into a bunch of collision changes. Again, not really going to read all of them just because there's so many of them, and it's just collision changes, not really too insane there. But I'll leave them on screen if you guys want to read through them now. Then we get into visual changes, all around good. I'd always love to see games get visually better. cinematic changes, VX changes. Then we get into some UI. It says gamepad could sometimes get out of focus on the UI, especially after several alt tabs. We've added additional failsafes. That's good. I know that happened to me a few times, so I'm glad to see them actually do something there. Sometimes an Epic Online system could pop up and appear in some loading screens if you deactivate all non-request pop-ups from EOS. Don't play on Epic, so you guys will have to let me know that those of you do, how annoying that was, and if it's actually fixed now. This is lock-on, sometimes targeting an AI capsule instead of its center, leading to a slightly displaced lock-on HUD element. That's good. I know the UI definitely was kind of annoying, definitely with the lock-on. Sometimes it would just flick to some random guy 30 meters away for some reason. So, fixed infinite item stack and vendors that could not be purchased infinitely. That is a really huge one. Definitely, purchasing Lucky Balls and stuff like that, it would say 99. Purchase 99, he would have none left, so I would assume that's what they mean. Or at least, the deralium shard and stuff like that for the blacksmith, so that's really good. Fix an issue with the language setting when reset after getting a game client update. That's good. And then we have some audio stuff, and then basically that is it for the changes. That is the patch notes, and then the rest are just screenshots and stuff like that. So overall, I like the patch note changes. I think that they're good additions. Again, I hope that we get our deralium shards back from the boss weapons, but I have a sneaking suspicion that we probably won't. I like the UI changes. I like the PvP changes. Besides, like I said, the boss weapon changes. Kind of annoying. Again, Scarlet Shadow, the elevator going up and down bug, that's fine. That was a bug. That should be fixed. Fall damage, I don't think should have been fixed. I don't think that was a bug or a glitch. I think that was definitely something that's intended in this game. At least I thought it was. I don't know why that got patched. And then, I mean, we'll have to find more ways of farming vigor. But I just want them, if they're going to fix Scarlet Shadow, just make farming normally or farming legitly in the umbral realm more rewarding, is my question. And also, I don't know, it's not said here, but I was testing some stuff in the game, and I went from a 4.50 multi down to a 4.16, 4.20, something like that now, with the same stuff on, same Nalak runes, 3 Nalak runes, 2 Moth rings, so I do not know why that's there, and it's not said in the patch notes, so not too sure what's going on there. Hopefully that's a bug, and hopefully they did not reduce the full game multi. But that's it, guys. If you guys have any questions on the patch notes, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And if you guys could hit a like and subscribe, really lets me know you guys are enjoying this type of content to keep making more content on Lords of the Fallen, and really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night depending on watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.